Hello and welcome to a beautiful Passholder preview day here at Kings Island. So the Passholder preview events are kind of like a soft launch before the park actually opens tomorrow for the season. Despite it being restricted to pass holders only, it is busy today. A lot of people, the line to get in was huge, the traffic getting into the entire parking lot was huge. But we're still going to check out some rides, see what is new here. Obviously, there is the new Phantom Theater opening Nightmare. I actually had the chance to check out the media day for that. So that video is already up if you want to go check that out to see that new ride. But there's a few other changes, and I always love getting to this park, seeing their incredible coaster lineup. So let's go check out Kings Island. I am such a big fan of Diamondback here at Kings Island. This is definitely my favorite between the big B&Ms here at the park. This, Orion, Banshee, if you put that in the same mix. This is my favorite, and that is just because of the sheer amount of airtime you get. And I've been on a fair amount of similar hypercoasters, rides like this, and Diamondback, the strength of the airtime that it has, even for us in the middle of the row, you were just floating out of your seat over every single hill. And one of the hills does trim the train on the way back, but it kind of doesn't even matter because all of the hills continued to provide that airtime. I have been on this ride later in the day when it's running hot in the back row, and I would argue that some of that floater feeling airtime is a lot closer to ejector airtime, as we call it, where it actually feels like it's trying to throw you out of the ride completely. But that thing's great. My only complaint in the past has been it's a bit shaky and rough. I don't know if it's because I sat in the front of the car and the front seats in a car are together and the rear seats are out. I don't know if those outside seats maybe give a little more room to shuffle. And I also rode in the middle of the train, so sometimes you're dealing with more extreme forces in the back. But I think that ride in the middle of the train near the front of a car was actually pretty smooth, smoother than I remember. But it's a great ride. I can't think of visiting Kings Island without giving Diamondback a ride. Mystic Timbers it's like a ride that I changed my opinion on quite a bit. The first time I rode it, I was blown away, I was floored, simply because this is unlike most wooden coasters out there. A lot of woodies are you know, much more flowy out and back. They take their time with their elements. That is not at all what Mystic Timbers does. But when I came back last year and I rode this, I thought it was almost like too repetitive in a way. Like, I love the quick little airtime pops and the fast low to the ground motion, but last year I almost thought like this just isn't a dynamic enough ride beyond those little pops. That's kind of all it offers. I think the ride was running a bit faster today, and I also think just my expectations continue to get, you know, a little more accurate the more I ride this thing. I loved it, and I think it's good that we have wooden coasters that, you know, whether you're looking for a more twister, up in the air, that sort of layout, or if you just want some fast-paced, back-to-back-to-back, insane little airtime pops. And something I forgot about, this ride has really good laterals. A lot of those little pops kind of move to the side a bit, even the ones that bank. It's just all happening so fast that it is kind of throwing you side to side, all while still doing this quick, fast, low to the ground. It is a really good ride, and I still don't think it's my favorite GCI. I still think Thunderhead at Dollywood just provides the exact balance of a ride experience that I like, but I'm really glad this exists, and this is probably a close second GCI behind that. I always forget how much fun WindSeeker rides are, and that's because they aren't the most thrilling rides on the planet, but it is one of the rides that I will hold on and not really let go too often, just because of that, the height, the wind. It feels nice. It's a sunny day. The wind up there feels nice. You're moving decently fast, and there's a lot more wind 300 feet high, but at the same time, it's a little eerie, it's a little creepy. But once you get past that, the views are amazing, and it's just a good time. And it's like, if you took that ride experience and made it not 300 feet tall, it would be a very tame ride, but just the extra views and the anxiety that it produces by being that tall, it's always a fun time. Orion is growing on me. I never disliked this ride at all. I've always thought it was great. But just compared to like Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland and Fury 325 at Carowinds, even like Millennium Force, just some of the other Giga coasters, they feel a lot more complete. And some of those rides like Leviathan only have like one more hill than this ride does. But when you're moving so fast and you started the ride with such a big drop, sometimes it can feel like a little bit of, you know, it ends a hair too early. And maybe it's because I've ridden it quite a handful of times at this point, but I kind of don't mind that, because even today, such a busy day, Orion's running 3 trains and it is just hauling through people. So the line hasn't had time to get that big, even though, you know, some rides like Mystic Timbers have gotten a decent line. I also love how smooth this thing is. This is a really smooth roller coaster, and if you're an enthusiast, you know, like B&M, the manufacturer of this ride, has been building a couple recent roller coasters that are not the absolute smoothest. They've actually kind of gotten a bit rougher in recent years. This ride is glass smooth. So even Diamondback, which I think I prefer in this park, this thing just rides like butter. And also, I always think like of Diamondback being the ride here that has just a ton of airtime. This ride has like 3 airtime hills, but all of them are really good. You have the speed hill on the return trip is my favorite airtime moment in the park. It's just kind of bonkers. And then the floater airtime hill right after that, that's solid. And then you get like some pops in that last hill before the brakes. That's okay. It's good near the back. That's a good time. The sense of speed you get on Orion is crazy. It's a great ride. This is a must ride. And if it's anything like it is for me today, you probably won't be waiting too long for this ride compared to some of the other coasters around the park. It's very popular, but it's astonishing how many people can ride this thing because of how fast their operations are. I don't know if you can see that, but Phantom Theater is open and it is sporting a 2-hour line. So I won't be riding it today. I did actually have the chance to preview the ride yesterday at the media day for Phantom Theater. So make sure to check out that video. It'll be linked at the end of the video. It's in the description. But just to reiterate some of my thoughts, this is a really great addition, and I think the sheer amount of people here, the sheer amount of people lining up to check out this new version of Phantom Theater should tell you that it's a very exciting addition. I think they do a great job paying homage to the original version of the ride while still making it very accessible and recognizable for people who are maybe used to the more interactive Boo Blasters and Scooby-Doo versions of the ride that were here. So make sure to check it out. Really great time, a lot of surprises. Even the queue, once you're in the building, it's a lot more immersive, and I think the wait will just feel faster than it is because of those things. So make sure to check out Phantom Theater. Snoopy Soapbox Racers, it's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I understand, like, I'm not necessarily the target demographic for a roller coaster like this, but this is still the newest roller coaster here at Kings Island, and it is a family Vekoma boomerang. And the boomerang part just means that, you know, you're traversing the layout forward, and then it falls back and does it all backwards, and it is so much fun. I've said this before, there's a few things that a roller coaster can do and it will just win me over, and for some reason I've realized, like, going backward, as long as it's a smooth, good ride, I love going backward. That'll win me over. So this thing's so much fun. The forces aren't crazy, but you actually do pull some positive G's through some of the turns. You float a little bit over the station, not a whole lot, but then doing the whole thing backwards is so disorienting, even if you know where you're going. I love it, and I think it works at Kings Island because this is a very robust kids area, but for other smaller parks that, like, this could mainly be the one kids and family coaster, these things are so good. It would be a great addition to really any park I can think of. Every time I get on Banshee, I say that I love this ride. Like, a lot of enthusiasts particularly, they kind of talk about how, like, it doesn't have the whippiness and just the non-stop back-to-back, like, chaos that maybe the 90s B&M inverts do. But the positive G's on Banshee are still kind of insane. It's not like quick bursts of positive G's like you might get on those older B&Ms. It is strong, sustained, just pressure. At the bottom of the Batwing, I literally thought I was gonna get, like, folded in half like laundry. But that's a super good ride. We rode second to front, which typically on this ride, I think I aim for the back, and near the front, that was actually incredibly smooth. I've always said that this is one of my favorite inverts, but this ride just, like, it just elevated that. Okay, I'm here with Mason. Mason, did you have a pretty good day at Kings Island today?
Yeah.
What's your favorite ride that you rode today?
Mystic Timbers.
Why is it your favorite?
Because I love vehicles and it's a pretty good backstory too.
What else did you ride today?
We were going to ride the Beast, but it got shut down, so we went to Diamondback and Orion.
Yeah, Orion's one of my favorite, but I think Diamondback might just be my favorite because of how much airtime it has, and you just like float out of your seat the whole time.
And also Flight of Fear.
Oh, I love Flight of Fear. I didn't get on Flight of Fear today, but it's one of my favorites here too. Well, it was great meeting you, man. I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Thank you.
So as Mason alluded to, the Beast has been closed most of the day. It was running in the morning. For whatever reason, I didn't come here first, even though Phantom Theater's the new ride this year, but the Beast actually got a ton of work. There's a lot new with it this year. So I was able to actually talk to some of my friends who did ride it today. So I'll give you a simple rundown. Pretty much, the Beast is the longest wooden coaster on Earth, and it has 2 lift hills, and they recently did a ton of work. They retracked a ton in the first half. So a lot of those drops that were a bit shallower and rougher, they're steeper, they give airtime, they're smooth. And this year, they kind of attacked that second part of the ride, the second lift hill, the drop into the double helix, tons of new work done there. And from what my friend said, the second drop kind of has a good bit more of a drop to it before it turns. And then if you've been on the Beast, you know that second drop is almost kind of like a ramp that banks into the helix. That's still as it was, but a lot smoother, apparently. So I hope I'll be able to get back here, check that out. Also, side note, I'm sorry that there's not any of the Digicam, the old school footage in this video. I broke that camera. I dropped it in Thorpe Park last year and it damaged the screen, so you can't really see the screen unless it's most of the way closed. And that issue just kept getting worse, so now I can't even really use it. So hopefully I'll get a new one of those and more Digicam video in the future, I guess. Sorry about that. And just like that, that's gonna do it for my day here at Kings Island. This was my first Passholder preview here. This was actually my first Passholder preview at any park other than Michigan's Adventure. That's the only one I've done. I did that once 2 years ago. But this was an awesome day. It was very busy, and looking into the parking lot now, it is like completely filled up, but they just do such a good job managing crowds and moving people through rides. It really didn't feel as busy as it clearly is. So big props to Kings Island. They ran this event perfectly, and I think the park is well set to open for the rest of the year. By the time you're seeing this video, the park's been open for a little bit now, so make sure to go check it out. Phantom Theater, that's an awesome ride. Make sure to check it out if you haven't. And if you want to check out my thoughts and my reactions to the ride, make sure to check out the Media Day video I did recently. That is going to be just in a few seconds at the end of the video and also in the description down below. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, consider liking it. If you want to see more roller coaster and theme park content like this coming soon, make sure to subscribe. My name's John. You've been watching Mid-Course Discourse, and that metal detector just went off. And I'll see you next time.